Vasislos, it's the German boy here, and welcome back to If My Heart Had Wings. Now, in the last episode, we made some amazing progress. For some reason, Kotori actually finally decided to stay in the flight program with us, and helped us get the Soaring Club up to the 4 members we required in order to keep it active. So, I'm super excited to see where we go from here, so let's just jump right into it, shall we? There's no need to rush, yeah? I just finished at the cash register at the convenience store, and then I went after Kotori, who had left first and had a convenience store bag on her lap. Then, I hold on to the grip of the wheelchair. Let's go, Kotori. Hold on tight!
よーし、飛ばせー!
Following Kotori's command, I pushed the wheelchair forward at breakneck speed. You know, it's nice to see her finally exuberant again. I'm okay. I'm completely fine. I push out my chest to try to show that I'm okay, but I can't hide the fact that I'm out of breath. My stamina's gotten worse. I've been pushing the wheelchair while running up until now, but I was reminded of how much my stamina had decreased. She couldn't help but notice, so Kotori took a sports drink out of the convenience store bag.
Hi, Aoi-kun.
Thanks. Dankeschön.
そんな無茶して、膝は大丈夫なの?
My knee? Yeah, no problem. I think. According to the doctor, I shouldn't have any difficulty with everyday life. The problem is whether or not this is above the normal level of everyday activity or not.
途中でもういいって言ってるのに、結局学校まで走ってきちゃうんだから。
Since this morning, I'd been in high spirits, and the effect hadn't worn off yet for some reason. It's because of our club activities were finally about to start. Today is Saturday, a day off, but we intentionally got up early and came to school.
せっかく無事だったんだから、大事にしなさいよね。
You're right. As I speak, I move the bottle up to my mouth. I've been sweating a lot, so my body quickly absorbs the Wasser.
膝がどうしたって?
Oh! From out of nowhere, Ageha appeared right next to me. It's nothing. No big deal.
おはよう、ハバネさん。おはよう、姫岸さん。
Kotori seems a little embarrassed as Ageha speaks to her. You got here first?
違うよ。さっき葵たちが猛スピードで追い抜いてったんじゃん。
Is that so? I didn't realize.
車椅子をして走る人なんて初めて見たよ。葵くん、私、先に行くね。
Kotori was being careful around Ageha and spoke like she was uncomfortable as she went on ahead. Rather than being annoyed, she seemed more embarrassed than anything. I think Ageha understands that too, but...
葵くん?
Was?
別に。それじゃ、私も先に行こうっと。
Okay then.
じゃあね、葵くん。
What's bothering you? Seeming like she had enough of talking to me, Ageha also went on ahead. Hey, wait! Ageha! I chase after the two of them as we head to the garage. What's up? Was ist los? Wie geht's? Amane was already inside the garage. Amane was making a serious face in front of the drawing board. She's really concentrating and hasn't noticed us. For a moment, I wasn't sure if I should call out to her, but if we don't say anything, how many hours would she be doing that for? Hi there, Amane.
君たち
What's up, Amane?
チース
Ageha and Kotori copies the greetings that I use. From today, we'll do our best.
ああ、
Amane points at me and makes a troubled face.
君はなんて言うんだったかな
That's right. I never once told her my name, actually. Even though we've met several times. Aoi Minase, 2nd grade, Class A. I give a very sharp self-introduction, and the others do likewise.
同じく2年 A 組姫木あげはです同じく2年 A 組ハバネ小鳥です葵あげは小鳥葵あげは小鳥
She confirms our faces and names in order.
私は5年 C 組いや D 組だったかなの望月あまねだ
She misses so many lessons, she doesn't even know which class she's in, it seems.
昨日はありがとう君たちのおかげでまだここにいられる
We're somehow very grateful to hear these words of thanks from Amane. Is it really alright for us to join? She was unsure as to whether she should accept new members. Had she found the answer she was looking for then?
ああ、うん。君たちを歓迎するよ。ソアリング部へようこそ。
I don't know what she was worrying about, or how she arrived at her answer, but it somehow seems that there was no problem with us joining the club.
じゃあ、よろしく。
She says that like she was just throwing it out there before returning to the drawing board. She stares at the diagram with a serious look on her face. Ah. Amane?
なんだい
What should we be doing?
ああ、そうだったの。お茶でも飲んでくつろいでいてくれ。そこの棚に漫画もあるぞ。
On that shelf was every volume of Slam Dunk. The covers were faded and it seemed like they'd seen many years of service. The two girls both make faces that say, "This isn't what I thought it would be like." My face might have been the same.
何かすることはないのだから漫画でも読んで。そうじゃなくって、グライダーのこと。え
We really want to get involved with the glider if we can. Amane opened her eyes wide.
そうなのか。変わってるな、君たち。
I don't want to hear that from you. Amane, could it be that via in your way by joining the club. She didn't want anyone coming near this garage, did she?
そんなことはないぞ。ただ、今まで一人でやってたから、勝手がわからないんだ。
When Amane was within one step of the national championship with the robot club, it seems she did most of that by herself.
典型的な集団生活が苦手なタイプね。
You're a fine one to talk.
はーい。質問いいですか？
Ageha raised her hand.
どうぞ。ここって具体的にはどんな活動をするクラブなんですか？
Ageha asked the fundamental question. I feel like she'd been asked a similar question before, but at that time was only asked for a summary. If we're actually going to take part in this club, we need her to tell us more specific information.
だな。グライダーを製作し、飛ばす。
That's it. I think everyone knows that already.
作るのと飛ばすの、どっちが主体なんですか？グライダー作ったら、普通は飛ばすんじゃないの？
But you're not aiming to enter competitions or anything, are you?
目指さない。
She answered bluntly and without even a shred of interest.
じゃあ、作る方が主体なんですか？違うわ。だって、あの雲の上まで飛ぶのが目的なんだもの。そうよね。
Amane somehow lacks confidence when she nods.
グライダーはどこまでできてるんですか？先日、ようやく組み上がってテストフライトしたんだが。
As Amane explains, she moves inside the garage.
主翼が折れてしまった。
In the corner of the garage were the broken wings.
強度が不足していたらしい。今、設計から見直しているとこなんだが。
Looking at the twisted wings, Amane lets out a little groan.
強度計算をやり直しているが、今のところミスが見当たらない。理由がわからなくて困っているんだ。
If Amane doesn't understand, there's no way we will. I thought to myself as Ageha got close to Amane and checked the broken parts of the main wings. Then?
こりゃ折れるわ。
She stated simply.
どうしてわかるんだ？だってほらここ、厚みがバラバラだし、ところどころ歪んでる。そうかな。後方が雑だから、接合部が負荷に耐えきれず割れちゃったんですよ。
Amane reels in shock.
そうだったのか。
And then,
私は手先が不器用だからな。
she becomes timid. You made this by hand? Piece by piece?
すべてを私がやったわけじゃないが、機体そのものは手作りだ。これ、手作りなんだ。
Kotori and I were pretty surprised by this, but Ageha didn't seem to make much of a big deal about it.
そうか。雑か。そうか。雑か。
It's no good. She's totally depressed.
葵くんが手に入れてくれた部品のおかげで、ケーキの不調は直すことができた。主翼さえ修理できれば、またテストができるんだがな。
Are you gonna do the wing repairs by hand too?
うん、もちろんだ。
Ageha takes a part of the wing that isn't snapped and checks it over with a troubled look on her face.
こりゃ翼は一から作り直した方がいいんじゃないかな。でないと、多分他のところも折れますよ。
Amane looks like she's gonna cry. Alright then, we'll help.
これ FRP ですよね。それなら私やったことあるし、なんとかなるんじゃないかな。すぐ取り掛かりましょうよ。その方が早く飛べるんでしょ。
The motivation of the 3 new members has returned, and now we feel excited about it.
そうしたいのは山々だが、残念ながら素材がない。補修用にいくらかはあるが、この大きさのものを新たに作り直すとなると、かなりの量必要になりますよね。普段はどうやって調達してるんですか？通販だ。
Amane goes to the mail order materials website on the laptop.
主翼を作り直すなら、だいたいこのくらいは必要だな。
Said Amane as she entered a number.
いえ、こりゃとてもじゃないけど、部費じゃ賄えないでしょう。
I don't know how much the budget is for the Soaring Club, but the price displayed on the mail order site's input page was no small amount.
うん。まあ、問題ないだろう。
Amane completed the order.
いいんですか、先輩？ん？ああ、このくらいの金額なら全然平気だ。
What do you mean, no problem? Could it be that when it comes to the club budget, the Soaring Club gets preferential treatment?
届くのはしばらく先か。制作作業はそれからだね。
Which means that we don't have to do anything after all.
それまで私らは何をしていればいいの？漫画でも読んでいてくれ。
With that order, the Soaring Club leader went back to staring at the designs she was working on. Even if we say we've got nothing to do, it's not like there's nothing whatsoever for us to do. We were still beginners when it came to gliders, so we took some books from the shelf and started our own little study session. Aerodynamics, glider construction, and so on. As for the basics on how aircraft fly, we were told that before by Amane. In terms of the various methods of creating what's known as lift, the more we found out, the more interesting it became. And then it was noon.
おいしい。おいしい。久しぶりのカロリー摂取だ。
Amane was already enjoying eating the bread and rice balls that Kotori and I had brought at the convenience store in the morning. Just for reference, I'd like to ask you, how long has it been since you last ate?
46時間ぶりだな。その時は学食のカツ丼を食べた。大盛りだ。これも食べる
？Out of pity, Kotori offered Amane her pickled plum rice ball.
ありがとう。豪快な食べっぷりだね。
Witnessing the Amane Mochizuki style eating techniques for the first time, Ageha is, as expected, pretty freaked out. It could be because the image of the beautiful and mysterious senior student that Ageha had been holding holding onto was being completely destroyed right in front of her face and all that. By the way, because we had club activities from the morning, Ageha brought a lunchbox. Are there any other parts that we need? I asked Amane once she'd calmed down after her meal.
一つだけあるかな。何ですか？どうしても手に入らなくて、実はすごく困っている。
From the way she said it, we all get into position to listen seriously to her story.
何なの？それ。パイロットだ。
When Amane said this, she made a facial expression she would use if this were on TV, looking straight at the camera. Aren't you gonna fly it?
こないだ飛んでたし。私は下手だからな。この前も危うく着陸に失敗して尾翼を痛めるところだった。ほんとだ。お尻こすった跡がある。私は運動神経にはあまり自信がないんだ。
Hang on. Could you come here for a second? I call Amane over to an open space. Please try to do some repeated side jumps.
おう、いいぞ。
Amane tried some repeated side jumps like I asked.
Amane ちゃん、反復横跳びよ。おう、わかっているぞ。
It's supposed to be repeated side jumps, but each time the number of steps is different and sometimes she turns her body a little bit. It should be just moving quickly from side to side, but it looks like some kind of terrible dancing, and yet somehow I imagine it's probably better than what I do, honestly. Even the mosh pits reject me.
ほんとだ。この人やばい。
Without thinking, we all murmured in unison. It didn't seem that motor skills were that important for piloting a glider, but that level of clumsiness could make things pretty dangerous.
それに、おい、高所恐怖症だしな。高いところへ登ると怖くてめまいがする。
Then why the hell is she making a glider?
でも、一応資格は持ってるぞ。必要なものは一通りな。
In other words, she's been trying really hard. Oh, that's enough of the repeated side jumps.
疲れた。
Amane wipes the sweat from her forehead. She's a beautiful girl, so at least she's able to do those kinds of... Okay, I'm gonna stop myself before I get fucking a community guideline strike. Suddenly, Kotori raised her hand.
それ、私やりたい。パイロット、やってみたい。
As Kotori vigorously volunteered, Amane made a troubled face.
すまないが、君には無理だ。どうして？練習なら頑張ってするわ。私、こう見えて運動神経はいい方なの。ラダーペダルを踏めないだろ？ラダーペダル？
There are pedals in the cockpit. If you can't push them, you can't pilot it. Kotori moved back, dejected.
ああ、私はいいわ。乗るより作る方が興味あるし。
Ageha, who's looking inside the aircraft's cockpit, sounds like she's talking about something else. That leaves one person, I suppose. I want to do it. If it's motor skills we're talking about, I'm fairly confident.
よし、じゃあ決まりだ。葵くん、君にはパイロットの訓練を積んでもらおう。
Yeah! Game on! And that's how I suddenly came to be the pilot. After club activities had finished, I returned to the dormitory. Come on, cheer up.
別に、元気だもん。
Ever since it was decided that I would be the pilot, Kotori has been feeling down like this. Just because you can't pilot it doesn't mean that you can't fly, you know? That glider is a double-seater. There are two types of glider cockpits, single-seater and double-seater. The single-seater fits one person, while the double-seater fits two. Once I'm able to fly, you're the first person I'm taking with me.
なんか上から目線でムカつく。けど、それで手を打っといてあげるわ。
Good. Alright, let's prepare for dinner, shall we? Guten Tag, we're back! I push the wheelchair as we go into the entranceway.
おかえり、葵くん、小鳥ちゃん。ただいま。
Kaneko, thank you so much for yesterday.
いやいや、うまくいったようでよかったよ。私も大空をかけてみたかったわ。ところで小鳥ちゃん、来てるよ。は？
Wer bist du? Wer bist du? As we enter the dining hall with the force of a Saint Bernard from the other day, an unknown girl came flying out to hug Kotori.
お姉ちゃん？ごめんね。なかなか帰ってこられなくて。
Kotori's older sister burst into tears as she held her and rubbed her cheeks against hers.
ひばりで話して。
Realizing that she was suffocating her younger sister, she let go of Kotori. Who is she?
うちのお姉ちゃんよ。
Kotori introduced us in a way that implied I don't like doing introductions.
お姉ちゃん？この意地悪そうな男の子は、まあ、見た目ほど意地悪じゃないんだけど、でもチョップとかして暴力的だから。
Entschuldigung? Ja, hurry up with the introduction.
うちの新しい寮母さん。
Nice to meet you. I'm Aoi Minase, the current dorm motor. I bowed my head and Kotori's sister stood up quickly and straightened out her clothes.
ご挨拶が遅くなりました。私、ハバネひばりです。小鳥ちゃんのお姉ちゃんです。
She seems very proud to say that she's Kotori's older sister.
新しい寮母さんがいらっしゃったと聞いていたので、一日でも早くご挨拶しなくちゃって思ってたんです。けどしばらく仕事で日本を離れていたので、これつまらないものですが、どうぞ皆さんで召し上がってください。
She gave a deep bow and passed me something wrapped in paper of a famous Japanese sweet shop. Thank you very much. Dankeschön. I was surprised at first, but she seems like a perfectly sensible person. She's gentle and seems like a nice a little different to her younger sister.
何買ってきてくれたの？三船屋の水羊羹よ。あと、冷蔵庫にアイスクリームもあるわ。やった！さすがひばりね！
Kotori rushes straight to the fridge. You can eat that after dinner.
いいでしょ？一口だけ。
9.
相変わらずケチなんだから。小鳥ちゃんがあんなに楽しそうに心配して損しちゃう。そうだ、小鳥ちゃん。
While Kotori had the fridge open and was rummaging around inside, her sister went over to her.
小鳥ちゃんに会えた嬉しさのあまりすっかり忘れてたけど、学校辞めちゃうって本気なの？声大きいって。
The boarders are outside the dining hall.
ねえ、どうしても辞めちゃうの？何か嫌なことあった？もしそうなら、お姉ちゃんが先生に言って。辞めるのやめたから。まだちゃんと決めたわけじゃないけど、もうしばらく頑張ってみることにしたから。そうなんだ。
Hibari breathes a sigh of relief.
小鳥ちゃん、突然学校辞めるなんて言い出すから、あっちにいる間、もう心配で心配で。ごめんね、心配かけて。それはいいんだけど。
Oh yeah, she said just now that she was walking away from Japan. Kaneko said before that her sister hadn't been here for a while, but that was the reason why? Where did you go?
海外出張。お姉ちゃん、ドイツ語とスペイン語と英語とスウェーデン語がペラペラだから。
Ah, I don't really get it, but that's amazing.
私は嫌だって言ったのに、会社の命令で仕方なく。外国語勉強してるのはただの趣味だもんね。小鳥ちゃんと会えなくなるくらいなら、いっそ会社辞めちゃおうかとも思ったんだけど。いや、だからそれはやりすぎだってお姉ちゃん。いいえ、そんなことありません。本当は明日帰国するはずだったんだけど、もう心配で心配でいても立ってもいられなくて、一日早く切り上げてきたのよ。
She said while clinging onto Kotori.
ねえ、本当は何があったの？お姉ちゃんにみんな聞かせてちょうだい。もういいって。大したことじゃないの。2ヶ月遅れの5月病みたいなもんよ。
Hibari looked at me with tearful eyes. She was trying to say that if I knew anything, I should spill the beans. I think that everything's okay with Kotori. Today, she went to do club activities even though we had a day off school.
部活？
We're in the Soaring Club, right, Kotori?
ソアリング部？何かしらそれ。
Wirklich.
それは。
Have you heard of gliders? Well, it's like an airplane. It's used to fly through the sky.
空を？違うの、ひばりね。私は飛ばないから。っていうか飛べないし。今日もお前じゃダメだって言われたばっかだし。
As Kotori desperately tries to cover it up, she glares at me to give me a signal. That's right, we don't just fly, we build gliders and so on. I don't really know why, but I follow her lead.
そう。だから心配しないで。
Hibari looked like she'd accepted it for the time being and didn't pursue the issue any further. Kotori seemed relieved. It was like there was some reason why she shouldn't be doing club activities. Oh. Wait, does it have something to do? Oh. I'm a little worried now. Anyway, something smells good. Since just now, a smell that had stimulated my hunger had been drifting through the air.
パエリアを作ってたんです。出張先で教えてもらったの。皆さんの分ありますから、どうぞ召し上がってくださいね。
Alright. Hibari's home cooking was superb. Paella is Spanish-style cooked rice with shrimp and shellfish, and it was quite refined, so it went down really well with the borders. Also, after the main course was dessert, which was the sweet bean jelly from a famous Japanese sweet shop. It was perfect. Apparently, Hibari had been visiting Flying Fish Manor since a while back and had been making food for Kotori's other boarders. Since she was coming up to help Kotori, she had been given special permission to come at any time by the owner caretaker. Thanks to her, the level of satisfaction with tonight's dinner was exceptionally high.
食べた食べた。
You seem very familiar with Hibari. At the dinner table, Hibari was very open with not only her sister, but with all the boarders.
そうだね。小鳥ちゃんがだから、お姉さんなりに気を使ってるんじゃないかな。
I guess that's when she says like that, she's not talking about her actual disability. She means her personality.
お土産、絶対みんなの分買ってきてくれるしね。
She's got such a cute little sister, she can't help but want to take care of her. While we speak, Hibari pushes Kotori in her wheelchair out of the dining hall. Thank you for the meal, Hibari.
いいえ、後片付けもやっておきますから、置いといてくださいね。
Even though she had only just gotten back from an overseas business trip, she's got a lot of energy about her. Despite her pretty and petite appearance. 9, I can do that.
そうそう、美味しいご飯食べたんだから、働くべきね。
She says it like it was all her doing. Kotori must also be proud of her sister. Kotori, give me a hand later, okay? You ate that delicious food too, didn't you? For some reason, Kotori's reaction seems a little cuter than usual. It must be her sister's influence.
じゃあ、その前に、お姉ちゃんと一緒にお風呂入っちゃいましょうね。それで、今夜は一緒に寝るの？ベッドは別だからね。なんで？だって、寝ぼけて抱きつかれると苦しいんだもん。それが楽しみで急いで帰ってきたのに。
Together with her sister acting downhearted, Kotori headed to the bathroom. As I watched them leave like that, I remember as Kotori was desperately trying to cover up the fact that she's in the Soaring Club just now. It must be because her family would worry if she were to do anything dangerous after all. I mean, in a way, I kind of understand why. It seemed very unnatural to me, and it played on my mind a little. And with that, I think I'm gonna leave things off for the next episode. So, till next time, it's been your German boy. Auf Wiedersehen.